Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is John Pritchard with another video test of our Spirent SBC 7000. Here on the screen, I have Spirent Avalanche Commander uh, running. I'm monitoring the run. We've sent 26,000 calls, and down here below you can see uh, the number of active sessions and the number of sessions per second that the test set is pushing out. And we can verify this load in the SBC by refreshing our current interval statistics. Currently, the peak was at 310, and this this closely mirrors that. So as we continue to see this number rise, uh, as this rises as well, um, we're going to monitor our CPU utilization. And so right now we are 3 minutes into the test, and we want to go over and look at our CPU. So with this load on the box, you can see the CPU utilization is between 20 and 30% for about half of the CPUs. I'm going to let this test run for a little while, and as the sessions per second get significantly higher, we'll come back and check these values, and then we'll also introduce some SIP registrations and deregistrations repetitively. So I'll pause it for now. So I just wanted to show you on the Spirent Avalanche Commander, the Client Association tab. We're running the default 16,010 SIM users 15-minute load profile, which looks like this, and that is not exactly a default. I just happen to keep the default name in there. So that's the load that we're trying to simulate here. You have to build time in where this stair steps up, and there's a time to ramp up and a steady time and how many intervals. And you have to do this in a particular way. If you have too steep of a climb here or too high a jump, then you'll throw some errors. And so a lot of trial and error going on with this over time, but I think we can get to about 12,000 calls before we see a problem with memory based upon the last test event log that I reviewed. So now go back to the Run Monitor tab, and we'll see if we can take a look at where our SBC stands at the moment. And we'll put this number up over here so we can see how many calls are going. And we'll update the system stats here. We've had a peak call rate of 667, and down here on the active monitor of the traffic from Spirent, we can see some similar numbers here on 650. Have not introduced any SIP registrations yet. Let's get this a little bit higher before we do that. I want to go check the CPU usage. And so now here we got several CPUs over 40% there. And we're about 9 minutes into the test. I want to start the SIP-P traffic a little sooner than I did last time. So this is my SIP-P client window, and I have a command here to run SIP-P across the bottom. This is going to register 2,000 users. The list of users, the telnos, are in a CSV file, and we're not going to do any authentication against BroadSoft, but we are registering these numbers to BroadSoft. To do registrations with authentication, this application has to be compiled with OpenSSL, which we did not do. All of these registrations are going to come from this IP address, and then we're going to be going to this IP address on the Sonus. And this says we're going to do all 2,000 numbers in the list, and we're going to do 1,000 at a time. And that's really the maximum I can do with this tool, is 1,000 at a time. So when I hit this, you'll see the screen change, and it'll take about, as you can see, previous test here, 2.5 seconds of elapsed time, which comes out to, according to this tool, 800 calls a second, or 800 registrations. So we'll keep an eye on the utilization of the CPU above while we do this, see if there's any major problems. So that's done, and now we have another command here to unregister those users. So I'm just going to click back and forth between these repetitively. You can see the little jump there. There's hitting 50%. So we've got a fairly high load on the box in terms of traffic, and then trying to generate simulate. Well, we had a pretty high number there, almost 60%. Trying to simulate a registration storm. And just make sure the box stays up, doesn't crash. So done that a number of times. Let's go check and see really what's going on with our statistics. We've hit 912 calls peak, and we've registered almost 18,000 numbers with a peak registration rate of 1,000. And then see how our traffic looks. Well, this has gotten fairly high. I need to move this up. It's climbing. All right, let's hit it with some more registrations. See those impact up here. So we've rolled our interval. We rolled over the next 15 minutes. So we can go check all these are the last 4 15-minute intervals. And in that 15 minutes, we had an average call rate of 491 with a peak call rate of 1,550 with over 442,000 call arrivals, 25,554 SIP registers at the peak rate of 1,002. At one time we had 20,000 active calls. And I saw a pop-up back here. This is my Spirent event log. And basically at 14 1/4 minutes into the test, it threw this error, cannot allocate memory. So basically I've run out of memory on this Spirent box, which is not unusual. But I think it gives us a very good indication of the capabilities of the SBC. I mean, you can see we have really put a lot of traffic through this box. Look at this guy. Sessions per second. So this is the Spirent saying how many sessions it's attempting to do per second. Here we got 892, and that's compared with the SBC reporting 1550. So it's hard to tell exactly which one was. They're probably accurate in their own ways, but regardless, it's a high call volume, and I think this thing passed the test. The Spirent broke before the SBC did. So thank you for your time.